So here we see an example of Gordon Welchman's fantastic mathematical intelligence coming through, easily a match for that of Alan Turing.
By 1941, Bletchley's decodes were starting to change the course of the war. A German battleship, the Bismarck, was scouring the Atlantic, destroying British shipping and threatening the nation's survival.
The main part of our fleet was out pursuing the Bismarck. She was the latest German ship and the best thing they'd got in the Navy, and very important.
On May 24, 1941, the Bismarck sank the pride of the British Navy, HMS Hood, Britain's most modern and biggest battlecruiser. 1,400 British sailors lost their lives. Only 3 of its crews survived. Winston Churchill ordered the Royal Navy to find and destroy the Bismarck, but they had no way of knowing where it was. At Bletchley, Welchman's team believed they might be able to use intelligence to find it. Sifting through the entirety of German naval communications for any reference to the Bismarck was a daunting challenge.
What I had to do was to take the Enigma telegrams as they arrived in Hut 6, and I had to put them into the machine. Then I had to look at them and see whether they were all in German, of course, see whether they appeared to be of any interest.
Then the breakthrough they had been hoping for.
We discovered this message from a German commander to the commander of the Bismarck saying, "Where are you going? I'm worried about my son who's on board." And the message came back, which I got, which said Brest.
At last, they had a location. The Bismarck was heading for the port of Brest in northern France, being used by the German Navy. A powerful Royal Navy battle group of 13 vessels was ordered to hunt down the Bismarck.
In this, perhaps the most dramatic naval film ever taken, you will see salvos from the Bismarck failing to hit one of our battleships. This was during the chase right across the Atlantic, while the Nazi ship was running from the guns of our squadron.
A torpedo dropped from a British biplane disabled the Bismarck. The British warships closed in.
We were all absolutely on our toes, wondering what was going to come through next, because we knew it was one of the major battles of the war.
When these pictures were taken during the action, the Bismarck was nearing her end.
Hut 6 had the satisfaction of decoding the very last message sent from the stricken Bismarck. Ship unmanageable. We shall fight to the last shell. Long live the Führer.
And eventually they sank her.
This flagship of Hitler's Navy went down with over 2,000 of its crew.
I mean, that was a day to remember. We were constructing a jigsaw, but half the pieces were missing. Now, it all made a picture and all the jigsaw came together. We were invigorated immediately.
It was Britain's first significant victory in the darkest days of World War II. Bletchley Park had proved that intelligence could sink ships. It was a weapon the Allies were determined to use to the limit. Under Welchman's supervision, a ramshackle collection of wooden huts became the world's first intelligence factory. Rebuilt in brick on a whole new scale. A handful of codebreakers became thousands working around the clock. 2 bombs became 200. Bletchley Park was breaking Enigma daily, revealing the inner secrets of the German war machine, and it was changing the course of the war. They tapped into Field Marshal Erwin Rommel's battle plans, and his forces were driven out of North Africa. They located the U-boat wolf packs lurking in the Atlantic, and they were hunted down. And thanks to Bletchley, the Allies knew their D-Day deception had worked. Hitler believed the real invasion was yet to come and held back the panzers that might have driven the Allies into the sea. For the very first time, code breaking had made a significant difference to a war. Bletchley is credited with hastening the Nazi defeat by 2 years. That's enough to have saved thousands or hundreds of thousands of lives. By the time the war ended in 1945, Bletchley Park had transformed military intelligence. The brains at Bletchley